All right. I think StreamYard says that you're live, Mr. Abundance. And so I would just like to um, say thank you to the community of Tiashans. Welcome to my humble dwelling. What we are doing, we are creating an economic base that the world has never seen before. We have decided from across the globe and continents to identify the problem, because it is a problem. Poverty, scarcity, and may I say artificial scarcity, and lack, especially our people of color, we have labeled by the globe as the world's slaves. I am saying, and I am addressing my brothers and sisters around the globe, especially those of you who are in Africa, because I was there. The world is looking upon you as the first and the leader in cryptocurrency, but they are not looking to elevate your status in any meaningful way. No, they're not. They are not coming like Jack Dorsey. He is not coming to look at the malaria problems that you're having, typhoid, filaria. He's not coming to look at your unsanitary condition. He's not coming to look at your poor disposal of garbage. No, he's not coming for that. Jack Dorsey is not intrigued. That's not why they're coming to Africa. They're coming to Africa because they realized that what they meant for evil, because don't forget, the way how Africa were being divided in 1844 was to perpetually keep you divided and in lack, want, and scarcity. Because may I say to my brothers in Africa that your poverty and hardship is another man's wealth. And so they don't have any long-term plans to get Africans out of poverty. And that is what I want my brothers and my sisters to realize. It's Gaddafi who said it. When the West, the Americans, and the Europeans say that they're coming. I just want to see if my audio is good. Yes, it's good. All right. Gaddafi says when the Americans and the Europeans say that they're coming to Africa because they love you, forget about love. What they see is a conditioned people, according to Dr. Lee, that they can put any program in front of them and create billionaires out of us people of color, because we are mainly consumers. TAC will be the vehicle, a vehicle that will move us from one level to the next. A vehicle that will transcend all of us that are serious about wealth creation and wealth building. TAC has paid its fourth milestone today. Congratulations to the community of Tiashans. We are going someplace. And that is why today I said we're talking about goal setting. We're talking about what do you do when you have a goal. First, I said it has to be clear. And the goal in TAG is very clear. What we're doing now, we are creating TAC, 60,000 US. A lot of people say, oh, they can't do it with 60,000. They have never heard a coin being created for just for 60,000. Yes, it can be done. And it will be done. There will be other expenses, yes, but where TAC is concerned, the creation of TAC is concerned, and to get it on the exchange, I think we are in the ballpark. And so we have reached our fourth milestone, of which we have paid in. So from November 1st, we opened the gate with milestone, which was 2,000, and then the second was 7,500. That's on the 15th of November, and on the 30th of November we paid in 8,500, and on the 15th we 1,000, and the next milestone December 31st. So you have it there. It is plain and open for the Tiashans. There's nothing hidden. We are creating TAC in real time. And so the goal is very clear that our aim right now is 60,000. That is our goal. It should be very clear. What are you doing? What are you trying to achieve? And it must have a time. The time for delivery of the coin is January 10th. And then once we would have raised the 2.5 million to have a successful ICO, then we will move on to the exchange. And you know what we are creating, what we are funding. We are funding the Afro-Caribbean International Gospel Culture and Festival. And we will move on to the Rollback Malaria Initiative. And we will then go to the Afro-Caribbean Cup of Nations that we will brand and host and franchise. So great things. I asked you, which coin has that? Which coin, whether it, no one knows our history. And that is why I'm saying what we're actually doing, the social programs that we're working upon will basically open the door for us to get into the front desk of the presidents and prime ministers around the world. No one has done what we're doing. And so that's why I now ask all the leaders in their countries to begin to think of persons that can be a part of that committee, because every committee is a working body. You have to look for educators to be a part of that. Educate, health profession, project management skills, people in tourism, transportation, culture, trade, investment, because we will have to dissect that community into 3 subcommittees. One deal with diplomatic management, the other look at the ecclesiastical affairs, the gospel fest, cultural activities, while the other look at entrepreneurial. And so we're looking ahead. We're planning ahead. We're looking at 2021, maybe between March, April, and May, to have our Afro-Caribbean International Gospel, Cultural, and Trade Festival. I already seen, and sports personnel as well, because we have to begin to think of the Afro-Caribbean Cup of Nations. TAC will ride on the social programs that we're doing. It is a strategy to get us in front, Prime Minister and presidents. I want us to understand clearly. I want you to take the Bahamas, which is not too far from me. The Bahamas, they're now creating their digital currency, the government called the Sun Dollar. And I want you to look up the Bahamas, Google the Bahamas. Now, our source is our gateway and the door to that country. The TAC is like a foreign currency, just like the US dollar, the sterling, your currency, the naira, they're all current to the Bahamas. And so the cryptocurrencies will basically become the same, because no will be in the private coins and currencies. And that is why the financial analysts are saying, in your getting coins, please get private coins, because those are the coins that will matter. Those are the coins that will matter. Because when you look at TAC, for example, and the Bahamian government said, all right, since TAG is doing such a good gesture for mankind, bringing people from around the globe to celebrate themselves, their culture, TAG is opening up opportunities, because all what we're doing will expand TAG's ability to be to institutional investors. And so when the government, wow, what is behind of this? TAC will be an automatic, because they will see that there are no fake among us. And the story has to be told as it is, because I can't even name or even the idea. And so the story has to be told again and again and again, how TAG was created and how it came into existence, the mission, the vision of TAG. That is why governments will look and see that the people who are behind of TAC are real people from around. We are a global coin, and the coin is still not even yet produced. I don't think the world has ever seen anything like this. And that we have something that was divinely planted. You see, always remember that even though the circumstances and the intent of circumstances might meant for evil, those Joseph's story was a perfect example. The brothers thought that killing him or sold him into slavery was the end of Joseph, not knowing that they were giving birth to their own future safety. And so what happened at the end of my debate was to cripple or to destroy Mr. Abundant, but it, because what we're doing will come back to rescue the hands that meant it for evil. Because that's what that is what they meant with Mr. Abundance. But you cannot kill truth. You cannot kill principle. You cannot kill the right thing. You will go before those go, because the right thing and the principle thing, they are principles that cannot be broken. You're born and met them, and you will die and leave them. And so I just want to thank each and every one of you who are in TAC. And so when the challenge came to Mr. Abundance, as I always said, that we can become more than who we are. And I always said also that it's better to be prepared without having an opportunity than to be given an opportunity to which you're not prepared for. Because an excellent opportunity, a good opportunity, can only make the unprepared appear ridiculous. And so we are moving on. 2020, according to Jim Rohn, should not meet us sliding down an old mountain, but it should meet all of us climbing, conquering a new one. I said 2020 should mark the year when the seeds that you're now sowing in 2019 should give birth to a new era. There is no lack in the world when it comes to finance. I told you one company downtown Manhattan is making over 200,000 a second, over 17 billion every 24 hours. What can't we not do as a community of Tiashans with such a cash flow of liquid money? What can't we not do to affect our condition as people of color? Look, I look around Africa, and when the World Bank reported that Africa loses over 55 billion a year, 55 billion US dollars, over 55 billion US dollars, they have lost from the economy because of poor disposal of garbage. Another 50 billion US is lost due to corruption and misappropriation of public funds. That is the reality. And that the policies that are being effected are not policies to benefit the masses. The wealth of Africa is being transported to the West. I am saying to us as people of color, the reason why cryptocurrency was introduced, it was to circumvent system that they told us, petitioned us, because he who controls the media controls the mind, and they said, go to school, get a good education, get your degree, work for us. A lot of you have done that, but yet still you cannot meet your obligations at the end of the month. You have children, school, but they can't go on to university because there is no finance that is there. I am us. Actually, for those who have not yet seen, because some people do not have to souls. And some people only think of themselves. And if you think of yourself, that is why I continue admitting you become what you think. Get anything above what you think. If you think of poverty, scarcity, and lack, that is all you will ever get. Because as you think, you attract those things in. And so if you want a different output, you must begin differently, a different input. And so I'm not going to be too long, because and to raise our expectation to another level, I should mark the year when color would have decided once and for all to unite with something. I told you the way the Jews make this is not by chance. I told you before they spend outside of their race, the monies that are being generated circle within their community every times before it goes out. It is a strategy. Well, we are the only ones who think that we can do it by ourselves. And as soon as we think he has too much. I am saying to we are not inferior to anyone. Not. And we can achieve that we put our mind to do. But may I say to you, as implied, unity is strength, and a divided house must fall. We have been conditioned for over 500 years, like the children of Israel in Egypt. They were conditioned, and you will show them the light and to go back to Egypt. That's the children of Israel know. As soon as they meet a bone, as soon as they begin to encounter a little difficult time, they want to go back to Egypt. Masters, we have the same mentality. We have the same mentality. And so I'm saying to how we're going to break out and break out and break forward through unity. we have to put what Dr. Pukum said to rest. If we put what Dr. Pukum says to rest, we have no hope, which is ignorance, greed, and selfishness. Those are the three elements that she says seems to be in our DNA. She used the word contained us. Ignorance, selfishness, and greed. So I ask you to examine yourself. Which one do you possess, or do you possess? You are not here by mistake. And let no one of you become your reality. 1,000,000 sperm went to the egg, but you came out. Because a problem that only you alone can solve. Mr. Abundance is not a mistake. Do not think that anything that one another achieved, you can't. No, always people are making progress. Do not envy progress, because if you envy progress, you will never get, because what we fail to realize is that as you think and as you move into the action of your thinking, the universe will coordinate with you. And the universe will cooperate and coordinate with you. Mr. Abundance is a perfect example. A lot of you have invested in TAC. Have you met Mr. Abundance? No, you haven't. But what are we doing? Ask yourself, what are we doing? As a man thinketh, he becomes. I told you many times that I am diamond, I am gold, I am silver, I am pearl, I am oil, and I am gas. I am unlimited opportunities. I am businesses, small, medium, and large. I am uncommon favor. I am Mr. Abundance. And whatever I say I am, that is what I will become. And so I am opportunities, and they shall come from the east, the west, the north, and the south. Opportunities shall come from young, middle-aged, and the aged. It shall come from black, white. It shall come from all the race in the world. It shall come from people and countries and communities, expected and unexpected. It shall come to Mr. Abundance from the known and the unknown. That is how you speak. And as you speak, you move in the belief that you are already who you say you were. Even though your vivid senses and the physical reality may show it false, if you persist in that belief, though it is false, though your senses deny it, though you cannot see it with your physical eye, but if you maintain and steadily believe, harden into facts. It will harden into facts, because that is the proof. Whenever you are believe, received it, puts it that those things forth as though they. That is why we say that TAC is already making you London and Paris. Yeah. In in Hong Kong, in Singapore, it's there already making news. And so you must go to the end. You must see yourself in the end of your realization. Don't start from the beginning. That's why nothing surprises God, because he says that I am the beginning and the end. And so he has the mind, the creator who creates you. We are gods. In his image, we were being created, male and female. And so you must have the mind of him. Go to the end. What would you like to become? Think of what you want to become. And dwell in that mentality that you have already received it. And it shall happen. Because that is the principle. You cannot get what you have not been thinking of. And so I say to all of us, as I bring this to a close, I see some well done, Mr. Abundance, chanting from Nigeria. I suggest that all African theologians who own private schools should start teaching, educate about. Let me do this. I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. You know, I don't know. Something is wrong with this system I have. I didn't tap on it. Okay. Okay, good. It says here. It says here. Well done, Mr. Abundance. I'm chatting from Nigeria. I suggest that all African theologians who owns private school should start educate about TAC in the school. I guess it will fast forward though. I like that. No, this is serious. The school does not teach you financial freedom. The school teaches us to get a good job. That's what the school teaches. Get a good job, not to be financially free, and to work for somebody. The school prepares us to work for people, not even critical thinking. All right. So, but the whole idea of one TAC, one child, because that is TAC slogan. And for those of you, as I said before, you will not be able to invest. The children will not be able to invest in TAC directly because we are public. You know, you have the KYC. You know your customer. So everyone who enters must have at least a government issued ID. So we have to follow international norm. But you can invest on behalf of your children. And when they come to age, they can open up their wallet and you can transfer what you would have invested today. Because TAG will be $1 when we go on the market, but it will be 100, 5,000, 10,000, because we are the ones that will give it value. By the social activities that we will constantly have to promote the need, the reason why TAG should be a global coin. And so I thank you once again. And we look forward to our 5th milestone, which is coming up in the 31st of this month. And may I say to you, not because we say that we have 3 more milestones to pay, that the funds will not be achieved before the 3rd milestone. What am I saying? That the way how the investment are coming in to TAC, I can almost be certain by the 4th of January or before I may have to close down the funding members' investment. And once, as I told you, once I give the date that we stop take funding members' investment, that's it. I will not be able to do anything, because the next phase will be for early adopters. That is when the website will be out. So you will directly use the website to enroll yourself. And so even though you send monies, I will have to send them back to you. So once the date is announced that we have ceased taking monies for founding members, that's it. And so that is why you need to use this opportunity. If you want to be a part of the founding members, this is your time. This is your time, because the train has left the station, and not even Mr. Abundance can turn it back. This is now beyond me. The train is taking a life of its own. And if you notice, there is no stress to raise the funds, because there is transparency in what we're doing. If you notice, Mr. Abundance does not give you confirmation. I have leaders in every country, every major country in Africa, they're leaders. And in my admin, there's about 9 admin staff that have access to the funds that are coming in. So they know what is coming in. There's nothing hid. There's nothing hidden here. They all know what is coming in. So they can tell you how much funds have been received. And that is why I don't confirm, because I am receiving all the funds eventually. And what transparency it is for me to confirm and to still hold the money. There's no transparency there. There's no checks and balance. I can say I don't raise the money. Well, in fact, I have raised the money. I can say anything. That is why I say that there is management, leadership, transparency in TAC. There's checks and there's balance. And that is why people can trust the system to invest. They can trust the system. All right, somebody said that they want to invest, but they have good night, sir. Great initiative, bro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, somebody's saying here that oh dear me, oh dear me. I now move that thing into private. Let me get it. Okay, it came back. The chat gone to private. I don't know why. Anyhow, so let me bring it to a close. All right, so I just want to say to all of you again, thank you very much. And let us keep focus. Next year is going to be a year when a lot of coins will come out. But if you notice, our system is we are in the grassroots. We're laying the foundation for what is to come. This is Mr. Abundance. Enjoy the rest of your evening.